Hey guys, my name is Thomas. I am a lighting design professional in New York City working for Lutron, and I'm here today with Design Milk DMTV Milkshake. And I couldn't be more excited. As part of this season, Rob, do you think anyone ever had a milkshake before on the format? I mean, wouldn't that be like a perfect... Oh, you have a milkshake! Oh, you have a milkshake! Well, that's a pretty big that's a pretty big milkshake. Well, luckily I came prepared too, with my extra straw. It's fantastic. Thank you so much. We come back to that later. Okay, before we get our questions ready, delicious. Before we get our questions ready, it's a little bit of background for me. I work for Lutron and I have a 10-year lighting design experience performing and working as an architectural lighting designer. I got a bachelor's degree in architectural lighting design, had my own business, worked in Europe a little bit, had some agency experience as well because I also got a BA in communication and advertising design. Had my business, wanted to increase my knowledge in architectural lighting design, got a couple of stipends and was very fortunate to come to New York and study my master's degree in architectural lighting design at Parsons. While the program, I worked for world-renowned lighting design company L'Observatoire International alongside with Orveda Scott, and worked on fantastic projects like beautiful restaurants up to large skyscrapers around the world, and gained a lot of fantastic experiences there. And now I'm applying all of that design experience in a sales and specification role, working for Lutron and making day-to-day impacts of other people's lives, mainly designers, specifiers, and clients. And I would say we jump right into our questions and we sort of shake it up again because we're here at Milkshake, Design Milk Milkshake. First question, thank you so much. What's a secret, inexpensive fix for anyone stuck living in a space, a rental apartment, for example, with bad lighting? So I would like to phrase my answer in a specific way. So what does lighting mean for you? What do you want lighting to make you feel? And where are the light sources in your room? So maybe stop right now and look around and see where light sources are in your room and where the light is actually coming from. And after you've done that, I think the first two and single most important things to make an impact super low budget is A, get a super affordable dimmer. You change the lighting and you have an immediate impact of your relationship to the space, but also with the people in the space. If you have to paint a wall to get a different color, it takes 10 hours. You can dim the lights with a dimmer and you have an instant change, which is fantastic. It doesn't matter where the light source is, you have an instant change. Second piece, look at the quality of a dimmable LED. There are fantastic dimmable LEDs already out there. Type A medium lamps that have dim to warm capability that give a fantastic experience. Pro tip, okay, that's my special, it's my personal one. In my bathroom, I have like a $35 dimmer that has a sensor included. And one experience that I think we're all familiar with is we wake up in the middle of the night, we want to use the restroom, and we A, have to look for the switch, and second, after we found it, we flip it on and boom, the light is glaring in our face and it's very uncomfortable. With a sensor, I walk into my space, it turns on, it dims the light very gentle up. I don't have any glare. I use the restroom, I use the bathroom and go back to my sleep, and I have a fantastic experience. Shaking it up, keep shaking it up. Can you describe your workplace and usual work with designers? That's a great question. And before I go into my work with designers, I would like to focus on this fantastic space here behind me. And I have you here on wheels, so I will just quickly adjust you a little bit that we can look into the space. And as we are looking into the space, I will address one feature that I like personally very, very much. And one feature is, I'm going a little bit further back here, is that we're actually looking at one space. I'm closing the shades and we are taking away the extra light here. And what you see now is that we are dimming the light down and we have reduced the quantity. We are losing a little bit of a certain quality because everything looks a little bit gray and we don't have the same appearance anymore. But what we can do is when we look at warm dim or tunable white, a term that I've used before, we actually adjust and we get a little bit more quality in here. And then we can, of course, we can, of course, dim deep down low to like something warmer, and you already can see that my voice gets a little bit more moody, and as we do this, we stay romantic in this space here. Okay, the second feature, I will take you off here the stand and take you with me, because we are able to not only look at tunable white at 2 color temperatures, but we're able to look at a full dynamic range where we're looking at something very, very warm, and you can see how my face basically changes from something very, very warm going to something very, very cool. That's a capability that will be seeing more and more. And as we are creating clean, creative white light with 4 LED chips, as a benefit, we're able to get the full spectrum of saturated colors. Of course, we want to be careful with this in the design process, but if you have an event, a charity event, where you're raising funds and you want to add meaning to a specific space, I think that's always where color can add can make a profound impact sort of in the space. Okay, that was the small tour with the 2 features I like the most of the space. Second part of the question was, how do I work with lighting designers? The answer is fantastic, of course. We start at the beginning of the design process, look at the project, what you are looking for the space is supposed to do, and what kind of a control system, light fixtures you need in order to create this truly elevated experience at the end in light level setting, scene setting, aim and focus, to create this truly elevation of a space, to bring it to life, to soul, and to add this extra layer of sparkle. Okay, next question. Many of our institutional spaces, the DMV, hospitals, airports, are synonymous with poor or unflattering light. How would you change this? What could be the benefit of doing so? Okay, that's a fantastic question. I'm going to start with the DMV, and I am pretty sure the DMV brand experience is completely globally all the same. Regardless where you go, you have a lot of uniform light. You go there and you have always the same experience, leaving it at that. So the question is, of course, in the perspective for the DMV, maybe the lighting is designed in a way that you want people to come in and go out again. What I would probably look at is, what does the workspace for the people working in the space in the facility look like? Because most of the time they spend much more time in the space. What's the direction of light? What's the direction of light? Do we have different layers? Do we have visual comfort? Do we have any glare? Any of these questions could help to improve the light, but that's probably something that we are looking forward to our lighting designers that can look into this and solve this problem for the DMV. Second one, hospital. Super interesting project type, completely different than the DMV, because at a hospital we have a variety of different visual needs, right? We have space types from lounges, from family rooms, from patient rooms, but also emergency rooms, and each space has a different visual task. So we're looking here at different things, right? The family room or lounge room can have very moody space and moody lighting that is rather for visual comfort, where we are in a patient room or, of course, the emergency room, we want to have a lot of light that we can perform and just focus on the visual task without any glare. These types of spaces we see more and more coming, and I'm really excited to work with a couple of really talented creatives and designers on these types of projects. Really exciting project type, because you can go really creative and make a good impact on these care facilities. Last one, airports. Very interesting space, very highly security-driven spaces where we're looking at the uniformity of light, and we see more and more projects where designers create breakout spaces, lounges, and restaurant spaces, bars that are more visually appealing, and we see good movement there. All right. As we come into fall and winter, what do you recommend for lighting-centric remedies to the seasonal darkness? Okay, I'm not a doctor, I don't make any health claims, but what I would recommend is a statement I think that's very clear, is that in winter we lose the amount of light and we have less blue light, and I would say that's something that we can certainly increase in the winter month, that we increase the quantity of light in the bluer ranges. But you can also go full in and you can lean in completely and embrace the warmer qualities, less light, where you connect with people with warm dim lamps, warm dim fixtures, having a candle and having a cup of tea, coffee, biscuits and like enjoy the colder season of the year. Alrighty, and as we are coming closer towards our time limit, what are the 3 most important things about light you want people to remember? Okay, we already talked about it a little bit, so I'm basically just summing up. The first one is dimming. Number 1. Number 2, color temperatures. Look at lamps and light fixtures that can adjust the color temperature. And then the third one is more the direction of the light, having a combination of direct light, indirect light, and what you see here above me, what we call like play of brilliance or sparkle, as Richard Kelly sort of toned it. And these are the main 3 things: dimming, color temperature, and directionality of light. And I think we have reached here the last question, and we are looking at where do you draw inspiration and what's your favorite milkshake flavor? What a great question to finish this segment. Creatives, designers, people are the biggest inspiration for making an impact on the world, the environment, and other people's lives. Favorite milkshake flavor, certainly strawberry, because it just fits my color and is a fantastic flavor. And of course, it's not milkshake or it's not strawberry season right now. And until then, I will just continue and watch all of the other fantastic milkshake episodes from Design Milk, DMTV Milkshake. And until then, see you next time. Thank you so much. Talk to you soon. Bye.